What is up, guys? Luke here, coming at you with the next war recap video. And today I'm going to be talking about our latest war, Pavelhau 2. Let's see where they're from. They are a Brazilian clan, so I'm not 100% sure how to speak Portuguese, so I'm not sure how to pronounce that word either. But they were a feeder clan, and it ended up being a nice war for us. And so, if you can see on our side, they were able to 1-star our number one, but everything else is a 2-star. They got a 3-star on one of our Town Hall 9s, but they were mainly just 2-starring. Our bottom Town Hall 9 boss man, he got 3-starred as well. But other than that, it was a bunch of 2-stars. So you can see the stats that we had one more star than they did. One of our members didn't use an attack. We had to kick that person, unfortunately. Don't like it when it happens, but when it does, we definitely don't allow that in the clan. And but the tail of the tape was the fact that we had 2 more 3-stars than they did, and that really just was the deciding factor. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do is just go ahead and highlight a couple of the attacks that were interesting. The 3-star attacks that we saw were really nice. I had a nice 3-star attack. It was on one of their lower bases, so it wasn't too hard really to get that down. I ended up having a 94% on their number 11 as well, which helped increase our percentage. But really, we should have been a 3-star. I just wasn't as careful with my heal spells and the hogs. But I'll just go ahead and show you the 3-star attacks on the 9s. And actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and show Beavis's 2-star of their Town Hall 10, their number 2, because they'll start that way and we'll work down. And I'm gonna show a couple of raids, maybe hit a couple of the bottom of the 8s. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So let's go ahead and see. I actually haven't seen this attack, so let's see where he comes at it from. Looks like he's doing a 6 golem attack with 3 jump, and he's using 2 freeze. He's coming in from this top side here, so he's placed all of his jumps, opened up all the compartments. He's got wall breakers, which he's going to use to break open that compartment. This golem is going to swing to the right, and he's got another golem coming down. Now he's going to, once that golem goes in, he has wall breakers sprinkling in, so that way they get into that compartment really nicely. How he opened everything up. Those extra wall breakers there weren't necessarily needed for that compartment, but it still was nice to make sure that he had the job done to bring extra wall breakers. Here comes the CC. Looks like it's a couple of balloons. And there's comes the rest of it, another balloon and a dragon. He is trying his best to get in and take out that single target. So there goes the freeze as the troops get closer to the town hall, the royals. It's extremely important to make sure that he's got that second freeze. He drops almost immediately. He's getting that Tesla and the Inferno. Once that Inferno goes down, he's got no rage, nothing at all. His king goes over to the queen, and his king has been targeted by the single target Inferno, but the queen was able to take out the town hall, and now it's the single target Inferno is taken out pretty quickly after that. So overall, for percentage wise, he does have a couple of archers left to snipe buildings. The queen still has her ability left. It's being hit by one of the streams, but it's a multi, so it's not that incredibly important. It looks like he's going to be able to get the percentage just fine. Queen's got her ability left, a couple of things, but then she's getting hit by the Expo. He gets the ability, eats through that Inferno Tower, and there goes the star. So now anything else that he gets is going to be a bonus, and he goes ahead and snipes off this Dark Elixir pump, which I would have done too. That seems like a pretty good option, and he's going to end up with 53%. If he gets it. I think it might have just been 52, because not much time. Yeah, he'll probably get it. There it is, 53%, not much time left. And there it is. So a very nice attack. It's nice to see those consistent 2-star strategies that we can utilize on Town Hall 10s to pretty consistently get stars on those Town Hall 10s. Now let's go ahead and look at number 4. This is a Town Hall 10 attacking a Town Hall 9, so you'd expect to see a 3-star strategy being used here. And sure enough it is. It's going to be a stoned Goho with only 15 hogs, and it's going to be, he's actually using 4 golems. So he's doing 4 golems with 15 hogs, and it looks like he's brought 2 jump spells. So it's going to be interesting to see how he pulls all those together. Let's go ahead and speed it up just a little bit so we can see what's going on here. The Hound comes out. He's dropped 2 jump spells, so it's got access into the middle of the core of the base without using any wall breakers at all. He drops some Hogs on the right-hand side and the left-hand side at the same time. They're sort of taking out those side buildings, and he's mainly using the Mass Golem to just tank for his heroes and the wizards. And the Hogs kind of help control the side of the base and bring out everything. So it's a very nice strategy to see being used at Town Hall 10 because you're not really worried about hitting the core spots. Like right there, you can see where the double giant bomb sets were. Those core double giant bombs aren't going to be affected by hog pathing into the core because it's not required. Because he's expecting his army to be doing the kill squad is quite large and doing most of the work, and the hogs are more support. So that's just an interesting approach there. And there's just one builder hut left, which is going to go down shortly. And that ended up being the 3-star. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next raid. Casey's going to get this one down. And he's going to go with, it looks like a cold-blooded. Now, there was a hole in this base, and he was able to drop his Clan Castle Golem into that hole. And a couple of hogs there, very nice touch. I like to see that happen when the point defense is distracted. It's nice to be able to drop that. And he's just basically dumping everything into that hole because there's no need to funnel. He cleaned up the trash on the outside with some wizards so that the heroes wouldn't backtrack, especially the queen, poisoning the Clan Castle troops, and just dropping his hogs all onto the left-hand side. So he's got three heal spells. He actually brought all 4 heal spells because he knew they didn't need to bring anything for the kill squad. And no spells were used on the kill squad. All of them are going to be used on those hogs. So he's basically just covering the base in heal spells, and that's pretty much going to get the job done for him. So as these hogs chew out that wizard tower, they get back into the heal, get back up again, and it's just pretty much game over for this base because it has just been wrecked. And he goes in and pops the queen's ability. He's still got a wizard and an archer in the bag. Those are going to be dropped for cleanup. And as the last defensive structure goes down, this base has been destroyed. There's nothing else that can stop the destruction and the 3-star from happening. Very nice attack from Casey. Nice to see the Goho in action and definitely utilizing any sort of weak part on the base for sure. And when you see that empty spot where you can drop something in there, definitely see if you can use that because it helps with your funneling and it makes it a lot easier to do an attack. So let's see what we have next. Romo. Romo is one of the co-leaders. Casey is too, I guess. But Romo's definitely a very good friend. Go way back, and he's going to go ahead and take out this base right here with a cold-blooded Golaloon. So he's dropping his Golem, his Clan Castle Golem, 3 wizards to kind of get that funnel going. 4 wizards now. He's got 5 one more in the bag. Wall breakers very carefully dropped, made sure that he got that wall open. The queen is easily accessible, and he goes ahead and drops a jump spell. I would have put that jump spell a little further in. He didn't necessarily need the wall breakers. That was a nice thing about the strategy, that if there was a wall breaker fail, that jump would have still reached where the queen was. Clan Castle troops are coming out. He is desperately trying to get that dragon down. The loons will go down with the poison, but he needs to get the dragon down. That air defense is down and the queen's down, but he just needs to kill the Clan Castle troops, and then he can count this part of the raid a success. So the queen has used her ability, got rid of the dragon, and now it's time for the air troops to come in. He's going to go ahead and deploy them shortly. Here come the hounds. He's taking them from 2 different sides. The balloons are dropped 2 balloons per defense, more or less. And the rage spell goes down to help them bring in onto that air defense some more loons there. And then he's going to go ahead and start with his next hound and some more loons. The hounds are soaking up the traps, which is very nice to see those traps being soaking up, because sometimes when they're hitting the balloons, it can really take them out. And the Tesla is in the core. There's 2 there and then 1 there. If there's quad Teslas, sometimes it's really hard to get around. But he's splitting his Teslas up around the town hall. And then the other thing that's helping this air raid out a lot is the fact that the expos are on ground. That's extremely helpful because it's basically 2 less point defense that are targeting the hounds and the loons. So this this last hound is in danger of not popping, but luckily there is an arch tower left that I believe this hound is going to get out in front and be targeted. And there it goes. Boom, it's popped. And it's going to be able to be enough more cleanup that it's not going to be a question, and this base will definitely go down. So the hounds that have popped earlier in the raid have their pups spread out, and they've been doing a lot of cleanup for a consistently enough amount of time that this is not going to be a question of a 3-star raid. And we're going to go ahead and speed it up because now it's just cleanup, but everything is going to go down, and it's been really nice to see the cold-blooded. I think I like the cold-blooded better. If you can take out one air defense and the queen with just one golem, that really gives you a good solid chance, because a lot of times when you're going with 2 golems trying to get 2 air defense, it can just be really risky. But that's something that I've been seeing recently, is that it's important to just focus on being a little bit more conservative with your outlook. So that brings it to my raid for the last Town Hall 9 3-star. And I'm doing a cold-blooded. And the reason I'm doing a cold-blooded here with 2 golems is I'm not super worried about getting 2 air defense, because these are lower level air defense. They're level 6 and one level 5. So really, for me, all I really need to do is get 1 air defense and the queen, and 2 golems for me makes it a little bit more guaranteed that it's going to be a little bit more consistent. It's definitely going to get an air defense down. So I'm dropping the king and the queen. The poison is down on the loons and the dragon, and it's time to go ahead and get in there. I'm worried about my king getting dropped on by the loons. I'm able to pop his ability, and he's able to kill the queen, and the loons are now down, but he's getting targeted by the dragon, so he's going to go down too. The golemite goes off to the right and triggers a giant bomb, but I'm not really worried about that because I'm going air, I know that. And I ended up getting the smaller air defense, the level 5 air defense, not the level 6 one. The queen is still going, but I know that if I work from the right-hand side around, she does have a chance of maybe getting that air defense. So I popped her ability and then just let it go, and I wasn't really worried about the fact that she was going to do it. So I'm dropping the loons very carefully and the hounds around, and I'm dropping rages to get them through the air defenses. And as they go down, I am dropping the rage spell. So the 1 rage spell went down, and the second one is just about to go down. As that rage spell goes down, the loons get on and kill the air defense very quickly, so that they have a fresh hound going over to the undefended air defense. Now there's some traps that go onto that air defense, but luckily they are able to withstand, and then those loons are all into the rage. Very nice rage cell placement, if I do say so myself, on that base, and this ends up being completely utter destruction with a lot of loons left over and pups up throughout the rest of the base to able to destroy and get the 3-star very, very quickly. So that was very nice to see. This raid was a bit later in the war. I'd held back my attacks to try to get some cleans on the lower Town Hall 9 bases, and I was able to get this one done. The other race I was not able to get done. That was kind of discouraging. But then Brian came out, and another one of our Town Hall 9 players, and he went down. Bossman was another Town Hall 9. He went and 3-starred 2 top Town Hall 8 players. DJ, let's go ahead and check out his raid. He's a Town Hall 8 player, and he's going to go ahead and use BBQ. So this is a very interesting raid, and I want to highlight this for sure. It's got a nice spread on the dragons, good funnel going, got the 2 corner dragons out to kind of eat out those camps. Camps are nice funnel creators anywhere you see on the base. Now there you go. He's going to drop 2 lightnings down here, and then an earthquake. 2 lightnings and an earthquake will take out a level 6 air defense if the lightning is level 5. He's got his balloons coming into the middle, the rage spell, and then he's going to drop his clan castle loons in just 1 second. There they go. It's actually a level 5 dragon in a loon. Now the balloons come in very nicely and take out both of those air defense, and now there really is nothing left for this base. And he's got an extra dragon. The king is put onto the right. That's distracting an archer tower. Very nice placement with the king there. It's going to get some buildings. It's not going to be destroyed, and it's going to distract not 1 but 2 archer towers as it gets closer in range to the second one. So that was very nice placement there. The wizard tower is going to take out some of these balloons, but it should be enough of them over top that it should be able to take them out and keep those balloons going through the rest of the base. So a very nice raid by DJ here, and he's able to take out this base really quickly and efficiently with a BBQ, and that's one of the most powerful strategies at Town Hall 8, because you can quickly and effectively take out a base that has been it's become a lot harder to take out these type of bases with the sweeper, but with the actual bonus damage that's been added to the lightning spell in combination with earthquake means that you can take two lightnings and an earthquake and take out an air defense and be left over with the rage, which you saw earlier that he used to get his loons in and his dragons into the core. So very nice funnel, very nice deployment there on everything, and just to get that base done was extremely helpful, because if we can get our Town Hall 8 guys to be 3-star, their top Town Hall 8s, that leaves more Town Hall 9 attempts. So that was very nice to see done. Brian sealed the deal with his last attack here for the war. We needed one more star in this base. It had not been hit, and Brian went classic with a go wipe with 4 EQ. So not quite classic, a little new school, but definitely interesting to see. Sometimes, it's good to just get back to those roots and hit a go wipe every now and then. I personally like to see the go hose and the go loons and those newer type of strategies, but sometimes it's kind of nice to see that classic strategy going out there. So he lost quite a bit of wizards there. I was a little bit worried, but he had held some back. He's going to send those in now. A couple of Pekkas are going into the middle. A couple of witches. He's going to bring those witches and actually drop them on the side to get some of the extra buildings on the side. So he's going to let those kind of walk. But he's got the middle open up with an EQ. He uses a haste actually to get his troops to move kind of quicker. So the rage kind of gets them, and the haste kind of keeps them moving through the base. As the town goes down, they're quickly moving on to the next target, and that's a strategy that I've definitely seen that used. I personally like to use the poison better myself, but the haste can be also helpful on ground forces to keep them moving throughout the base. So there goes the witch on the side. He's already dropping some cleanup troops on outside of the base as the core kind of gets caught up on the outside rim that's left. But the Pekkas are going to be eating through those pretty weak level walls, and the queen still got a good bit of health, and she's going to take out some of those last defenses. So as the king is about to go down, it's not going to matter. He's going to be able to be distracted. The other defenses are going to be distracted. The queen's getting targeted, but there really is nothing left for this base. It's going to be a 3-star, and that is not even a question. It's very nice to see. As the queen goes down, the last defense also goes down. There's just 2 barracks left, a wizard's on it, and the witch is coming at it from the other direction with the skeletons, and the whole entire force is going to take out this base. So not really a question as a Town Hall 9 attacking a Town Hall 7. You knew it was going to go down, but it's also possible for a fail. So this is the last attack of the war. We needed 1 star to win. There was already 2 stars on that base. We needed a third star for the war to win. We didn't have the percentage this time around, and it was just really nice to see that come out and to actually keep the streak alive and finish up with the war win. So that's all I have for you guys today. A little bit longer video than I usually do, but really appreciate you guys sticking around. And sorry about that. Yeah, just really appreciate you guys sticking around and just sticking out with me. And as always, if you have an idea for a future video, let me know in the comments section. Let me know if you like the video, hit that like button. Also subscribe, that really helps me out. So anyways, without further ado, just keep on watching, guys. I'll be bringing out the next war recap video in just a couple more days probably. But I really appreciate the support, you guys subscribing and watching, and just keep on clashing, guys.